Alright guys, we're going to take a look at a pretty special newer release from Seiko. This is actually their current version of the Marine Master, essentially. It doesn't say it on the dial, but this is the SLA021. And I get mixed feelings on when I bring in like these more expensive style Seiko watches, because I always feel like I can't represent them as good as maybe they should be. It's hard to do on video. Many times these more expensive, not just the cost, but like these better built Seiko watches are something you have to experience firsthand. So if there is a Seiko boutique near you or some sort of authorized dealer that can either has them in stock or you can go check them out, like I urge you to really go check them out. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go buy them, because I know many of us are still, looking at the $200 SKX or a Turtle or something of that nature. So to jump from that realm up to the $3,100 price tag that these carry is quite the jump. But what you're getting here is, it's beyond, like, the next step would be Grand Seiko. I mean, this is like basically Grand Seiko, but without being Grand Seiko, if that makes sense. And they're just amazing. The bracelet, the case, the dial, the movement, the whole package is just beyond awesome. So it's hard for me to capture that for you guys many times on these videos. But let's talk about it anyway. So you're looking at a 44 millimeter case. I think it's like 44.3, something like that. And then the lug to lug is a 50 mil. You have the drilled lugs. You can see it's mostly polished with a brushed relief line along the edge there. The rest of it's mostly polished except for that edge and the brushing on top, and then the bracelet transitions back and forth. 15 mil thick, so it is going to be thicker, versus say like an SKX or something like that. But you're talking about a totally different animal here. Yes, you can visually see it is a larger watch. But in classic Seiko fashion, I'll give you a wrist shot here in a minute, but it is extremely comfortable and extremely wearable on many wrist size. So, and I'm sure people that have experienced the Marine Master can chime in the comments and let you guys know that don't have experience with them, that they do wear really good. And they're not for everybody, even with that being said. But lug width here is 20 mil. The bracelet tapers down to 18. You can see it's a very finely made bracelet. And I think it's pin and collar. I could be wrong, but fold over. I mean, it's pretty standard Seiko here. I mean, it's mostly stamped bits, but they did that to accomplish that dive extension there, which is very easy to operate. You basically just lift this guy up. It lifts that bar up there and separates the keeper down there, and then it can just ratchet out, and then you just push it back in. So pretty simple operation. This one's stainless steel. So bezel action, 120 click. Bezel insert is ceramic, and it is etched out, and then really nice white coating. And then you're going to see I'll do a loom shot at the end, but the pip, the marker, the 10, the marker, and the 20 are all loomed. You can actually see it to the naked eye. I don't know if it's picking it up in camera, but you can see they're a slightly different coloration than the rest of the markers. But even like the way the bezel action is just, it's so refined. Like, it is so well sorted. You do have the Prospex signed crown that is a screw down crown. Obviously, you're talking a 300 meter water depth. Even the case back, it's all a monocoque design watch. And that polishing is so good. I mean, but it is a smudge magnet for sure. But so any servicing and everything like that, you're going to have to find, whether it goes to Seiko or I'm not sure who else services them, but everything is accessed through the front. And it is a 8L35 movement, which is their, 28,800 beats per hour movement. Very good, accurate movement. So if we do a close-up on the dial here, you can see you have a lot of lint going on. Sorry about that. But you can see you have a gold tone for the 300 print and for the seconds hand. And then you have those classic brushed with polished edges on the hour and minute hand there. So the seconds hand is gold. Did I say seconds or I don't know what I said there, but you can see very good clean job on everything. And even the date wheel is actually like, I don't know if it is metal, but it's like a brushed metal look to it with the printing on it. And it helps having this metal piece right here too. It really, I like that on most watches when I see them, like my Zen 104 is like that too. Gives a nice separation to it. But heavy application of loom. I mean, everything is just perfection on this watch, as you would expect at that price point. You know, in the used market, I think you can find them, you know, 22 to 2,500, depending on where you find it and condition and everything. This one, the bracelet's not been sized, but you can see on my 7 1/4 wrist there. I mean, it's classic Seiko. It just feels natural. Like if you're used to wearing Seiko, when you put this on wrist, you're just, it's gonna feel like it's at home. It feels like all the other Seikos that you've tried in the past for the divers. So it just, I mean, there's no hot spots, there's nothing. There's definitely some weight. You can feel the weight. I have not tried it on the silicone strap that it comes with, but on bracelet, I think properly sized bracelet, it would balance out fine. But on the strap, I think you'd have to wear it kind of tight, I think, to get it to not feel too top heavy. They have a larger clasp on here, and I don't know if that'll help. Like if you look at my, I mean, these used to be called Marine Master as well. So, but if you look at my Tuna here, this is the strap that came with that, and you can see the buckle difference here. So, but this is definitely heavier than this, and the Tuna is not light. It feels kind of normal, but so I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this newer Marine Master, I guess, is what we're going to keep calling it, even though it doesn't say it on the dial. It's still a Marine Master to us that know. So let me give you a loom shot, and I'll close you guys out with that. You can see the loom is spectacular, and it's pretty nice that we have it also loomed on the bezel some too. And you can see it even next to the Tuna. I mean, it is right there like a champ. So awesome, awesome watches, guys. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next vid. Oh, my buddy Doug actually lent this in. This is his watch, so big thanks to Doug.